Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble news channel. So the first people who came in were wealth management clients who said, I want some of this. Just so you know, Morgan Stanley is one of those firms. Before their salespeople can even pick up the phone, they need that ETF to age for a little more than 3 months. Then call him up and say, hey, guy in the white hat in the front row, I think you should invest 2% of your money in Bitcoin. Also, don't forget that people do not only buy Bitcoin, they get slapped with an orange peel. Bitcoin is sold right. There is an army, and you're all part of it. That persuaded someone of the value of Bitcoin, a theory, or Ripple, if you're Brad Garlinghouse. In January, after 10 years, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission approved 7 spot Bitcoin ETFs. It's only been 5 months of 2024. Feeling let down. BlackRock's I wish you happiness. Bitcoin users accept Fidelity's past experience. Bitcoin Fund and other places. It's amazing how Bitcoin ETFs have helped drive the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to a new all-time high of $773,000 in March, before the much-anticipated Hang event. Since Bitcoin ETFs were approved, there have been a lot of exciting and interesting events, but according to Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz, the most exciting thing is what's happening in the regulatory world. On May 16, 2024, the U.S. Senate voted 6,038 to get rid of CC Staff Accounting Bulletin 121 SAB. Companies that held digital assets for customers had to follow strict rules for tracking and telling customers about them. Its repeal highlights the ongoing debate over how to regulate the crypto industry. A few days after SB 121 was revoked, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, which aims to create a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies and spells out the roles of crypto and non-crypto entities. The bill was announced at the CoinDesk's Consensus 2024 conference in Austin, Texas. Novogratz talked a lot about how important it is to change the rules so that tens of trillions of dollars can move into Bitcoin and other digital assets. I believe there has been a huge change in the political climate of crypto in the past 2 weeks. It began with the weird miscommunication from the White House that said President Biden would veto the overturning of SB 21. When you think about it, the president already said he was going to cancel a complicated accounting rule that the SEC had filed. You might be wondering why, and Donald Trump, who has a very smart political machine, says, wait a minute, I'm going to be the crypto president. A lot of people like that stuff. Bitcoin, I don't really like it, but I tell you to like it, but I'm going to back you up. When I was in DC years ago, I tried to convince people that this should be a bipartisan problem. Now I'm going to be your president. It needs to be a point of partisanship, I told my Democratic friends. Don't poke the beast over and over. That was the day the animal was poked, right? It was tweet, oh no, the Democratic Party has chosen to be the party that doesn't like dogs. Okay, people in the US own more cryptocurrencies than dogs, and many of them only voted for one issue that week. That was it. It's on crypto. Some people on Twitter got angry. If you don't vote Republican, it almost became a test of your faith. The Democratic Party heard that you're not really into crypto, so what did you see first? 10 Democrats and 9 Democrats in the Senate crossed the line on SAB 20 to 121, which is a complicated accounting rule that will let TradeFi guardians into our space. That's a big deal, especially since Senator Schumer is from New York, which has a lot of crypto jobs. He is the leader of the Senate. The SEC says, well, all of you ETF applicants, get ready, this could happen the same day or 2 days later. I have no idea what took place. It seems like the White House called. Mr. Gensler and that guy, you need to change how you feel. The only thing that makes sense is that, of course, I wasn't there. I'm not sure, but now that an ETF is on the way, people shouldn't think that all Democrats were against crypto. Not at all. I went to Washington, D.C. all the time, and there were many Democrats who got it, liked it, and believed in it. We need good rules for our country for people like Richie Torres, Jake Auchincloss, and even Hakeem Jeffries. The Democratic leader of the House got it completely. Dear Elizabeth Warren had a lot of power in crypto politics, and if something happened in the last 2 weeks, it was she got in a lot of trouble with her party because of the large number of crypto votes. These things happened during a very close election year, and we don't like them. This is a big no to Elizabeth Warren in many ways. It's good for everyone because it's moving things forward, right? We did well on FIT 121. That's a good start. Right now that's in the Senate. That's how DC works. The House passes bills, the Senate makes laws, and the most important person is the Senate. Deb Stabenow is the senator from Michigan right now, right? Because she's the head of the AG committee, this bill will be written by both Democrats and Republicans. The Senate version will come from the AG committee, and if it passes, Schumer will put it to a vote, and if it passes, it will become law. It's no surprise that Mike Novogratz is happy about these new changes. He's been working hard for years to make sure that the cryptocurrency business has the right rules. In 2021 and 2022, he worked closely with Senators Cynthia Lummis and Kirsten Gillibrand on their bipartisan crypto bill. The CEO of Galaxy Digital wrote on the social networking site X this week was a turning point for the U.S. digital asset market. Important steps are being taken to provide much-needed legal clarity that keeps customers safe and promotes new ideas in the U.S. For as long as I live, I think crypto should be a problem for both sides. It's an exciting time for the business. VG is also happy about how much money exchange-traded funds have put into Bitcoin, soon to be Ethereum and other CTO currencies. Eric Balchunas, an ETF analyst at Bloomberg, said at the beginning of the month that Millennium Management LLC, one of the largest financial management firms in the world, had put about $2 billion into Bitcoin ETFs. As per Balchunas, Millennium Management LLC is one of 500 people who own spot Bitcoin ETFs. This is about 200 times the normal number of people who own a new ETF. There are enough pension funds, hedge funds, financial advisors, and family offices among the 500 holders to see them. Let us go back to Novak Gar's talk around the campfire with Mackenzie Segalis from CNN. $1 million, almost $250,000 has been put into crypto super PACs. These PACs are meant to back crypto candidates, but they haven't done that. There are weak spots in the minds of the men who run super PACs right now. These are the people who are against crypto. Democrats were running in races that could go either way, so they turned into de facto Republican PACs. Yes, this is a direct answer. That is how government works. Yeah, Democrats, and I kept telling my Democratic friends, how stupid are you going to be to make a big deal out of a piece of technology and lose some elections because of it? Mark Cuban tweeted that early on, and a lot of other influential people did too. Politicians listen because they want to stay in office, which is good for everyone. The market infrastructure bill and laws that are being passed are being thrown out, right? What does the accounting rule do? It lets the biggest cryptocurrency and custody firms in the world, like Bank of New York and State Street, start working with crypto and custody. And the market structure bill is bad for me, because Citibank will be calling headhunters the next day to hire my workers. But regulatory uncertainty is what has kept Wall Street as a whole from taking part in the digital markets. It's the worry that the Fed will call and say, no, you can't do that, because they think the SEC will be after them and they'll get a Wells notice like most crypto companies. Once that goes away, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citibank, Jefferies, and everyone else will rush into this space. I'm hoping it gets pushed back a bit so guys like us can get stronger. Of course, that's when the big show about who will be the service providers takes place. Wealth management clients who said, I want some of this, were the first people to say so. Just so you know, Morgan Stanley is one of them. Before their salespeople can call the guy in the white hat in the front row and say, hey, I think you should put 2% of your portfolio into Bitcoin, this has to wait a little more than 3 months. Remember, people don't just buy Bitcoin. They get orange-pilled. It is right to sell Bitcoin. There's an army, and you're all part of it, that persuaded someone of the value of crypto like Bitcoin or theory if you're